But I've got a dragon story you haven't heard.
Hello, welcome. So I know a lot of us are excited for Dragons of the Nine Realms. Actually, excited is not the word I would use. I'm not really excited. I'm a little bit intrigued. So I was thinking about it for the past few days, and the one thing that I kept on going over is this is set 1300 years in the future. I'm guessing that Hiccup is going to be long since dead, and that the human that we're seeing is probably one of his descendants. Based on what we see in the teaser trailer and what they said, this is set far into the future. 1300 years later, that's a lot of years. Now, as I had time to sit down and really think about this, I started getting a little bit more concerned because we all know what it is. We all understand what this is. They are milking the franchise, and they are milking and sucking it dry. And after the franchise has its great finale, the climax of the story, they just keep sucking it, and that's not always pleasurable. I was talking to a lot of people about this and hearing some of your thoughts. I agree with a lot of you that this would cheapen the franchise if they just let's just slap them into the future, especially after Hidden World. There's something exceedingly disconcerting about taking a beloved franchise, making our hearts swell with awe and wonder, and then giving us wonderful closure and a conclusion, and then continuing. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like when Cinderella gets the prince finally. The whole story, we're just along for the ride for her journey as she's trying to get the prince, as she's trying to have her happily ever after. That is the greatest part of the story. And then after that wonderful masterpiece, we get Cinderella 2, where we see her life after she gets the prince, which is like really freaking boring because, oh wow, look, they have real couple problems and their happily ever after isn't as sparkly and dinkly as we led you guys to believe. The main point of their happy ending is that they finally got each other, that they're committed to each other. He loves her, she loves him. We don't want to see 9 years later when she's banged up with 6 kids and he leaves for some younger tale. I'm sorry, call me cynical, but that's akin to finding a spicy video on the hub. You know what I'm talking about? And you're like, yeah, this is the clip. And you scoot, and then you keep watching it after. Like, that awkwardness that I'm talking about, that's what these movies are. And it's like, do I really need to sit here and watch this? Because, you know, this clip, this part of the entertainment has served its purpose. Now I'm just wasting my freaking time, and I feel like a freaking idiot. And now I don't even understand what made that clip so wonderful in the first place, because sitting here watching the ending just made it look cheap. And that's what this is like as well. While I do want more of the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, the more I think about it, the more I realize that I probably don't want it in the forms of TV shows and games and movies, because it's already done. At this point, it would be better to make another DreamWorks offshoot of How to Train Your Dragon and call it something else. Now, to be fair, their future might not be our future. We're probably not going to see cell phones and all those other things that we're used to. But the fact that it's called How to Train Your Dragon means we're going to be expecting something of Toothless or something tied directly to him. And this was so precious and sacred that it feels almost like sacrilege to slap the name on something that's going to have nothing to do with the two. Yeah, maybe the dragon is Toothless's great-granddaughter or granddaughter or even daughter, being that Night Furies probably have a very long lifespan. But it really does cheapen the other movies. I know, Toothless. I just gave your dragon an erection.
I'm sorry, Master.
Hiccups and Toothless' story has been long since passed. And to be fair, yeah, we understand that the franchise is called How to Train Your Dragon, not Hiccup and Toothless. But I think because the characters are so well established, when people see How to Train Your Dragon, they immediately think of Toothless. Honestly, in my opinion, a better idea would have been to show Toothless raising his kids in the hidden world and give us some kind of dragon documentary. We have people like that in the freaking franchise, characters in the franchise narrating the life of dragons. Don't you think that having a dragon documentary would be way better? Seeing a life of the Night Fury, how they eat, how they mate, how they court. I mean, we saw a little bit of that, but how the babies grow up, that would be amazing. Honestly, that would be way better than whatever it is they're planning with this 9 realm situation. Everyone is calling it out for what it obviously is, a cash grab. And cash grabs are great and you make a little bit of cash in the interim, but it cheapens the idea. It takes away everything that was magical about the original movies, and even some of the series. But you know what? Whatever. There's still a chance that it could be really good, and but based on the track record of when they do stuff like this, usually ends up sucking ass. Anyways, I hear where all you are coming from, and I do have the same concerns, but the reason why I'm not more openly concerned about it is because, honestly, I don't care. I really don't. I see it and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They're doing this thing with it and whatever, and it's there, and I had to talk about it because it's a thing, it's new, and it's based on How to Train a Dragon. But as I sit down, that quickly wears off. I've already gone about my day away and forgotten all about it until I was talking to somebody else about it. And I don't think that's the kind of excitement that, they want from fans, but maybe who is it aimed for? Maybe it has something to do with us. Maybe it has everything to do with little tiny kids that are gullible and they can just say, look, Ma, How to Train Your Dragon. That's How to Train Your Dragon. Can I has it? And their mother will be like, oh yes, thank goodness, another one of these things so they don't have to wear me over and over again watching the same movie forever and ever, amen. Now I can keep them busy with the series. But then what people start doing with situations like this, when they just ruin franchises, which this is probably gonna be, they start to do that headcanon thing, where in their mind, canonically, the movie ended at Hidden World. I don't even count Homecoming to be truthful. I think I said something about this before, that it kind of cheapens the ending of the Hidden World movie. It's just like, oh yeah, this is where, he's toothless and Toothless is wild again. And that made it more realistic. That made it more heartfelt and real and poignant. It made me respect the dragons even more because you could see Toothless in his element. He was wild and free. He didn't recognize Hiccup.
Remember me?
It's okay. See? Remember that ending? Apparently Homecoming took place... it took place before this. But supposedly, before this ending, supposedly when they see each other... I already talked about this before. It still makes me kind of mad. So that's not canon to me. Otherwise, the ending of Hidden World makes no fucking sense. But I guess we shall see. I can't promise that I'm gonna watch it because I haven't even watched all of the series for the other stuff. I'm now just realizing that there were comics for How to Train Your Dragon, but I can't get over some of the janky animations of the TV series of How to Train Your Dragon, but you still see the characters, which is awesome. Anyways, what do you guys think? I know you've already shared a lot of your thoughts. Do you think it's gonna be a dumpster fire, or do you think it's gonna be awesome? Do you think they should just close off the series and call it something else and just let sleeping dragons lie and let their mystery and story be indelible in our hearts for all time? Or should they just keep milking this cow until its tits explode? Thanks so much for watching. This has been Alteori. You ask, we answer.